Alright guys, Captain here back with another Marvel Contest Champions video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my results for the recent arena, which was for Magic and for Nebula. And I already claimed the rewards because this was actually, got the rewards on Mother's Day, which is already passed. And if I go over here, you can see that right there, 1 to 10%, I got Magic, so 1 to 10% as well, I got the 3-star Nebula. So if you tuned into the live streams, you knew I was going for both of them. So there you go, guys, I got them. So everyone pretty much at this point, I feel like, knows how to use Magic, but I want to quickly run through how to use Nebula and kind of my early thoughts on her. So initially, I think she's seems like a very interesting champion, has a couple different ways to use her that I think are going to be, hopefully I can showcase that in my mind the way I think it works and actually showcases it on here. So you can see I already took her up to max as a 3-star. I got her awakened because I don't feel like taking the time. I mean, I still might go try to get her again, but the reason I used one, I had a 3-star tech gem expiring, awakening gem, so I figured I might as well just use one on her. So there you goes, that's that. You can see her stats over there on the left, and if I pull up her synergies, it's basically Guardians of the Galaxy and then Thanos, who is her father. If you don't know, she is Thanos' daughter as well as Gamora's sister. And so it's kind of cool that she has 2 synergies actually with Gamora. So pairing her up with Gamora is going to be super helpful. So that's kind of cool. And so let's go ahead and jump into her abilities real quick. So we'll skip over her special ability and then we'll come back to it. So initially, her passive ability, Nebula starts the fight with 2 self-repair charges that activate when the opponent deals more than 110% of their attack in a single hit, repairing the damage taken over 5 seconds. If stunned during her self-repair, the repair stops. So the way that I kind of translate that is it kind of looks like it's similar to how Magic's Limbo works, actually. So if you're not familiar with that, Magic, whenever she gets into her Limbo state, all the damage she takes while she's in that state gets reverted back. So in this, if you get hit with an attack that does over 110% of the attack's normal damage, then for the next 5 seconds, you're going to regain that health. So the only difference between this and Magic is Magic, it's instant once the Limbo state ends. For this one, it takes time over that 5 seconds to regen that health. As well as if you get stunned during that 5-second period, the repair stops wherever you're at, so you don't get the rest of that. So she automatically starts the fight with 2 of those, so it's not the most reliable repair or self-heal, regeneration, however you want to look at it. It might come in handy a couple times here and there. Like, for example, I saw Brian Grant posted a video where he got hit by a special 3, and he was able to regain that health. So if you survive a special 3, you're going to be able to get that health back. So that's kind of a cool feature that might help you and save you a few times. So keep going here. So ability accuracy of robots is reduced by 20% per electroshock charge. So if you see down below, you see the holding block. So when you hold block for her, she charges up those electroshocks, kind of how there's many champions where you dash back and hold and it just kind of charges. I think Gambit has it. Quake in a way with her heavy charge that it puts the aftershocks on the opponent. So if you have at least 5 of those, that's going to be a 100% ability accuracy decrease against robots. So the only champion I can really feel like that will have an effect on will be Ultron. So he won't be able to do his regens. Unless, I guess, Iron Man might be considered, and Superior Iron Man, they might be considered robots, I guess, even though they have an actual person inside. But so that's kind of, maybe it might work for them. So I guess we'll have to wait and see who all that affects, but it's only against robots. And so then the next one, advanced robotics, provides full immunity to poison and bleed. So again, she's another double immunity champion. So that is very useful if you are one that uses the suicide masteries. So now here, so again, the holding the block generates passive electroshock charge every 0.9 seconds. So basically every second. You're gaining if you're just holding back your block. And then if you get a well-timed block, Nebula sends all electroshock charges to shock her opponent, dealing 194 damage per charge over 6 seconds. So another way to look at that is, if you're familiar with how Thor's ability works, his Awaken ability, when you get a parry, it automatically adds a stun and an armor break to the other opponent. And obviously, parry is always a stun, but it adds that armor break onto it. So with this, if if you get a parry, it's going to transfer all of the electroshocks that you have into a regular shock on the opponent, which shock, if you don't know what that is, it's kind of like a bleed or an incinerate. It just starts decreasing away at the opponent. So it's applied as energy damage, I believe, and so there's not any champions that are shock immune. So that's what's kind of the difference between shock and bleed. So shock is pretty cool. So next is our heavy attack. Shocks your opponent, dealing 194 damage over 6 seconds. Nothing too exciting there, but it does add another shock if you were trying to do the timed block, and then as well as the special 2, which we'll get to that. So next is her special 1, inflicts power lock, severing the target's flow of power for 1 second per active shock debuff on the opponent. Also, it inflicts power drain, depleting up to 3.5% of the target's max power per shock debuff on the opponent. So special 1, you're not going to want to use that really unless they have a ton of shocks active on the opponent, which again you get by if you hold that block, then you transfer the shocks by getting a parry onto the opponent. But the best thing you can do is, if you read special 2 here, doubles the amount of shock debuffs on the opponent, dealing 388 energy damage per shock debuff over 3 seconds. So initially when I read this, I figured the fun way that I think I'm going to try to test out is if you save up until you're almost to your special 3, you have held your block quite a bit, and then you smash your special 2, you double your amount of shocks, use a heavy maybe to get another shock in there. So then that's when you want to try to get up to your special 1 again, because it is based on how many shocks are on the opponent. So if you've saved up a bunch, you have a ton of shocks on the opponent, then you use your special 1, that power lock and power drain is going to last even longer and do a lot more power drain on the opponent. So again, I haven't tested this out yet. That was just my initial thought that might be kind of a fun way to use it, because other than that, the special 1 seems kind of pointless. Because I feel like the special 2 that doubles the amount of shock, because if you have those electroshocks stacked up high enough to when you transfer them onto them, those shocks are going to do a lot of damage. So I feel like the special 2 is going to be a little bit more valuable and more useful. But then also the special 3, Nebula overcharges her power generator for 10 seconds, inflicting shock when in contact with the opponent, dealing 194 energy damage over 3 seconds. So basically, for 10 seconds after you use a special 3, every time you attack them, it'll be activating a shock, it sounds like. I'm not sure if those will be stackable, so we'll just have to find out. So let's go ahead and scroll back up and take a look at her special ability. When Nebula is out of self-repair charges, she tries to recalibrate her implants, granting her a 30% chance to regain a charge every 10 seconds. So yeah, like it says in the beginning, you start out with 2 self-repairs. There's no other way to gain them other than her special ability. So if you don't have her awakened, you will only have those 2 from the beginning of the fight. But once you get her awakened, you can get them back. You have a 30% chance at level 1 to regain it every 10 seconds. So I'm not sure how much that goes up. I don't know if I have any. I have a basic one, but I'm not going to use that on her. So we'll have to see how high that increases. So that just about covers all of her abilities. Hopefully that kind of made sense to you guys. I'm going to try to jump into some fights now and see if I can put those words into action so you guys can check that out. Alright, for this fight, I'm going to go into the 3rd chapter, the hard one of the Rocket Scrapyard. You can see here I've got a new Guardians of the Galaxy team with Nebula in there. Adds 4 more synergies, and so it looks pretty strong. Got some crit, all the block proficiency that's from the original guys. So, I don't know, it's pretty good. I'm not sure if it's going to replace the old Guardians of the Galaxy team, but synergy-wise, it might be a little bit better. I'm not sure yet. But let's go ahead and take this hardest path here against the Ghost Rider. Then we'll take up the Mordo next, and hopefully we can take these guys down. So I think what I'm going to try to do is get up to the special 2. And before I do, obviously, save up the charges. So we're going to start holding here. You can see it just goes up 1 at a time. And I just got to be careful that I don't get hit by any heavies or anything. Or just regular attacks. Okay, well, I didn't mean to transfer it there, but you can see doing a little bit right there. The 8 stacks, it's not bad. 143 each tick, it's pretty good. But ideally, I want to get a couple more than just 8 on her. Well, on him. All right. Gosh, okay, so we got the regen there, so we're doing 76 health each time. Transferred there. Oh no, I didn't want to transfer. I wanted to use the special. So that's the kind of thing you got to get used to with her. Oh, you can. Oh, I didn't realize that you can double the shock as well. Or is that how it works? Oh, I did do that right. Yeah, I'm smart, guys. So you can see right there, it's pretty awesome. He went down really fast once that kicked in. So dang, that's really cool. You can only imagine how much more she'll do if you have that stacked up even more. So let's go ahead and try to do that again. Maybe we'll test out. Actually, no, we'll try to do that same thing against Mordo. See if we can get it. All right, so we're charging. Should be easy to get this number up pretty high against him because he just likes to hang back and wait for you to come to him. Oh man, we're in double digits. All right, we need to get some attack in there so we can get our special up. Okay, didn't mean to do that. Come on. Alright, almost there. Alright, now we want to get a parry in. And then we will transfer that and then do the special too. But he's not wanting to come at us. Alright, we'll just charge it even higher. There we go. Oh no! Shoot! I forgot about that. Oh well, he's got 19 on him still. I don't even need to double it, and that did a lot. Alright, well now we know that she can't break through his astral evade, so I guess that's good to know. Let's see if we can get him down. There we go. Got him down without dying still. So you can see how that works, guys. You get the electroshocks on yourself, get the parry, transfer them onto him, try to hit that special 2 on, don't go into the astral evade like I did, and then you can double it. So I think that's a really fun way to play her, guys. I didn't really show off her special 1 or 3, so I might do that real quick, but that right there is going to be the way to play her, I think. So let's go ahead. We'll jump in against Hulk and see how this goes. We'll just show off her special 1 ability and then her special 3, or the other way around, however that works. If we survive this fight, I don't know. Alright, let's do the special 1. There we go, a little bit of power lock, and again you can see there it's not doing a ton, and that's because there wasn't any shocks added onto him. Alright, here we go. Finish him off with a special 3. Wow, that's really aggressive. Just really likes those little baton things. So that's pretty cool. Alright guys, so that's going to do it for this video about Nebula. I hope I was clear in explaining her a little bit, and I just realized that I had my mouse on the screen the entire fight there, so I apologize for that, guys. I'll be better about that in the future. But yeah, guys, I hope this was helpful and give you a little bit of insight on this character that was just added into the game. I think she's really awesome. I would love to get her as a 4-star. I may be opening up some of the featured crystals for her, because after just playing around with her for a little bit today, I really like her. Plus that double immunity is very appealing. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit that like button, hit subscribe, guys. Check out my live streams. I'm trying to do them as often as I can. So yeah, check back for those, guys. But thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.